Well, hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today's 17,275, and of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know it, I know it, make sure to ring that bell. So, here we go. Yep, starting on stage 4. This should be pretty quick. We did get Marion. We are almost halfway through the 1100s of Marion's artifacts. We are having a little bit of an issue with availability of awakening material, but I have confidence we will be able to overcome this. Again, once Marion's at 1200, we are going to get Christian up to 600. Christian's about halfway too, so it's very soon we will be pushing. And when we start pushing, I will have to try to reevaluate King's Ruin. I'm very split on that. I really do not know what I want to do. And it's kind of a shame. It's not like a shame, it's just like, on one hand, I want to continue to upload King's Ruin like I have been since not quite when this channel started, but pretty close. But on the other hand, my more realistic hand, I feel like King's Ruin, it doesn't get a ton of views. It doesn't get a ton of attention. Would it be better if I just did it once a week? You know, the views that I would get once a week would make it worth it, in my opinion. So that's something I am rattling around in my head, and that is making a big assumption, though. I'm going to assume that, you know, the views are going to go up by 7x. We will see. So that's 6. Everything is a work in progress and a guess of what we're gonna do. So I'm not sold on any one strategy just yet. But that's okay. Experimentation is part of what makes things interesting, that's for sure. And there we go, that's Rune 7. Let's do it. Runes 8. Now, Runes 8 and 9 are always pretty easy. They're AoE stages, so it's just about grinding them through. You gotta grind them down. The real interesting stuff happens later. And it's not too interesting. But it's different, and different is important. So there we go, Runes 9 done. Alright, on to Runes 10. Now, Runes 11 is always the wild card here. Though, I think we've been getting really lucky with damage multipliers on it that make it a lot easier. Marion is still only 2-shotting here, so this is another stage that'd be eligible. Any stage that she can't one-shot is a stage you'd want to buff on. I still stand by wanting to change the tower to make the tower, like, as you level it, it improves everyone's damage. Right now it's just a flat damage add to the archers, which is... I will say this. I do like it as a flat damage add to the archer, but I think it also should do a percent add. And I think the flat damage adds should also scale up as you level it, you know? It doesn't make sense for me to be putting, you know, at my super castle level, you'd think they get more than 1 point of damage. That is one thing. Whoops, this is wrong. One thing I will say about the game is that I feel like it should have given us more of a step function, right? Like, imagine if every, you know, 5,000 levels of the castle. I have 106,000 ish. You got an increase that was a meaningful increase. That would always give you something to look forward to, and I think that would have been a really good way to handle it. You know, you can't not level the castle. And it would actually make, you know, spending rubies for gold. If you could hit one of those new breakpoints, that could be interesting, you know? But that's not the game we have. That's the game I'm designing in my head that is... Like, if I could get the ideas out of my skull, Zerdin's Idle Tower Defense game would be amazing. It would. We certainly, like... I will tell you, I actually like the concept of King's Ruin. I don't like the execution. And honestly, they could have fixed it. If you could just use the medals here and auto through it, I think that would solve not all my complaint, but a lot of it, right? Because then you could just, you know, not having to pick the stage. You could just let it run. I think that would have worked out really well. It would have been probably the without changing any core mechanics in the game, just doing that for King's Ruin, and then if you finish, you know, like you should let it say, hey, I want to repeat a stage, or I want it to go back to push. I think if they could have done that, that would have been perfect. And honestly, if King's Ruin worked that way, when I started pushing again, I would 100% not include any. We're not doing King's Ruin video. You're gonna see how strong I am just from how quick I go through the stages. You know, you don't need to see King's Ruin at that point. And then, when I got to the stage, then I'd probably start the King's Ruin videos up again. I think that would have been an amazing thing. What a shame, you know. But it would have had to give you the choice between repeating. I mean, even if this said, you know how you get the screen at the end, like repeat stage, continue. Even if that said just go to the next stage, it would be better than what we have here for King's Ruin. It's just kind of disappointing. I will also stand by that. I think stages take too long. I think there's no two ways to split that hair. But honestly, I wouldn't mind stages taking so long if they were sped up in a way for King's Ruin and King's Ruin only. That's my take. Those are my hot takes. And again, I already gave them a perfectly balanced way to solve it. Would have been just double the damage after 1 minute. You know, 1 minute of sped up time, or I don't know. We'll see. No, 1 minute of regular time. So, that's it. Let's take a look at the damage. Marion, 55%. Christian, 42%. Vincent actually did 1 trillion damage. I don't think we've ever seen Vincent in King's Ruin, mind you, do 1 trillion damage. So congratulations, Vincent. I don't know what happened, but congratulations in your first 1 trillion damage. Now, he obviously has done more than 1 trillion damage when we've done stuff like Portal or something like that, but that doesn't count. We're talking about this King's Ruin stage. But that said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.